Now, I don't know a thing about skull servants. Actually, that's a lie. I know a little bit, but man, it must be nice to be a skull servant fan because of the emotional attachment that comes with being a fan of an archetype. And when an archetype gets a good card, you feel pretty good, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't have said emotional attachment, but I could tell it's good for skull servants, and if you don't know why, for some reason, that's what this video is for. Baking protects the king from destruction and battle while making him bigger. Prince will be one of the two skull servant folk you search with this like all the time, because Prince sends skull servant and lady when sent to the graveyard. You discard Prince after searching. Lady, Baking, and Prince count as skull servant while in the graveyard, so your kings gain 4 stacks just by Baking being discarded.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Most of you already know this, but I'ma say it anyway. You don't need to discard Baking to search. You can send it from your deck to the graveyard. Uni, Zombie, Armageddon, Knight, Dark Grapher, giving you at least 4 skull servant folk in your graveyard on your turn, boosting the king by 4 stacks so you can attack your opponent's life points, boy! Prince can summon the king from your deck, but you have to banish it and 2 other skull servants from your graveyard, which the prince does give by itself, but it's still pretty steep. It's such a good thing Wight Mare and or Burial exist. More so, Wight Mare searchable with Baking since it specifically mentions skull servant and gives you the option to summon a banished lady or king, but Burial does put all 3 of them back in the graveyard.
What that mean?
You basically didn't pay for Prince's effect, giving 3 stacks back to the king. I like saying it like that. I think Wight Mare and Prince to be your main 2 skull servant folk search with Baking. Princess isn't bad, but is worse since links are unaffected by her attack and defense reduction, and now that Baking exists, you don't need her to send Prince to the graveyard. Controlling Lady and having Baking in hand may seem redundant, but Lady makes King unaffected by spell and trap effects, protects it in battle. When Wight Mare can summon it from banish, it was likely banished by White Prince. So if you control her and the king, they have to get rid of her before they get to the king, and if they try to do such, you can protect Lady with Baking. To end this video, here's a visualization of controlling King with some number of skull servant folk in the graveyard, controlling Lady and having Baking in hand. Now this could go for either Lady or King, but if they could talk, I'd imagine one of them would say,
I'm strapped in!
thanks for watching. My Patreon's in the description if you happen to be feeling just a little bit generous, and you would also like
Help me!
any and all contributions. Patreon said that already. PayPal, whatever, is very much appreciated. Thank you. Discord server links in the description, basically to contact me. No guarantee. Thank you very much in advance.
I appreciate you.